Get ready for Wildlife Photographer of the Year 2026 with this one. Well, as usual, when you think you're done, that's when the freaking owl comes out. And there's a hare about 60 meters away from me in gorgeous sunrise light. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. On this week's episode of I Haven't Got a Plan, I Still Haven't Got a Plan. It's bluebell season, however, in Dorset, so I think whatever I'm going to end up photographing will involve bluebells, hopefully. And as is custom with Easter weekend in England, as soon as you've got 4 days for yourself, the weather is terrible. But that's fine. That means no harsh highlights, no harsh shadows, maybe fewer people in the woodlands. So let's keep a positive attitude and see what we can find. Well, welcome to a very wet, green and blue English woodland. It's still a bit early in the season for bluebells, but we've already got a pretty nice carpet. So the plan now is just to walk around and see if I can spot or even hear any wildlife, rabbits or hares or deer, and try and get a nice portrait. As I make my way through the forest, I try and look for telltale signs of wildlife, and one of those is the tracks that they leave amongst the bluebells. So I'll show you an example here. I know somewhere in there is wildlife watching me at the moment. Now it's just a question of finding it. Just spotted my first subject. I could see two little small antlers of a roe deer in the distance. It's a messy frame, but I guess you may do with what you've been given. Get ready for Wildlife Photographer of the Year 2026 with this one. Well, it's getting quite dark, so I think I'm going to call it a day and maybe try my luck again tomorrow morning in a different wood. A couple of minutes just after I took this picture of the roe deer, I spotted a hare and way deep into the bluebells. So I made my approach, but I could see from the positioning of its ears that it definitely knew it was here, so there was no point in me trying to get close. I managed to find somewhat of a clean composition, but again, not exactly a award-winning photograph. I'll still put it on the screen so you can see, but hopefully tomorrow will bring some more opportunities. So yeah, just gonna go home, enjoy a nice Good Friday evening, and set up an alarm early tomorrow. Well, hello again. It's now Saturday afternoon. I did go out this morning, but it was really dark and wet and miserable. No wildlife around, so I'm afraid nothing to show for. It's the weather has changed quite dramatically. It's quite pleasant now, broken clouds, so a bit of harsh light, but not going to complain. So the plan is just like yesterday, walk around and see if I can find some compliant wildlife. So stick around and let's see what we can see. This time of year is the perfect time to look for songbirds, particularly the males, because they try to make themselves as loud and big as possible to attract a potential mate. So at the moment in the UK woodlands, you can really distinctively hear black caps, chaffinch, long-tailed tits. There's so many different songbirds you can photograph this time of year. So even though you might not see what you were hoping to see, like a hare or a deer, it's worth pointing your camera at the different birds and make sure you learn how to recognize their calls, because that will give you at least a clue as to what it is that you can hear in the forest and if it's worth photographing. Well, just like yesterday, I spotted a roe deer deep in the bluebells. This time it was, I could see its ears sort of twitching. I think it was trying to get rid of some mosquitoes or fly that was bothering it. So unfortunately it was already facing me, so an approach was quite complicated. I was able to walk maybe 10-20 meters unnoticed, but then I just didn't feel I could get any closer. So yeah, I've got one shot. You'll see it on the screen now, but it seems that it's going to be quite difficult to top up my two favorite roe deer in bluebell shots over the years, which I'll put on the screen now. Which, you know, maybe I was lucky, maybe the wind was blowing the right way, maybe a combination of both, but yeah, that doesn't mean I'm not going to try and make it better. So let's carry on. Well, unfortunately, I think that was it from a encounter in the bluebells perspective. The plan now for me is to go home and I'll try my luck again around sunset, but this time with a local barn owl. Considering it's been raining the whole of yesterday and this morning, I hope that it's getting hungry and will want to come out earlier than expected. But anyway, that's the plan, so see you then. Well, good evening everyone. It's about 1 hour until sunset, and I've positioned myself in a field where I've seen barn owl hunt before. There's no guarantee we'll come out tonight, but if it does, I'm ready. So fingers crossed it's hungry, and fingers crossed it'll show up in the last available sunlight. Let's see. Well, unfortunately, like is often the case, no show. Well, as usual, when you think you're done and nothing's going to happen, that's when the freaking owl comes out. So I was on my way back home and it just flew above me. I managed to catch a few shots and I can still see it fly around. I mean, it's pretty dark now, but great. Finally not empty-handed. Well, good morning everyone. It's about 5 a.m. early start, and I'm making my way to another woodland with lots of bluebells. And the goal here is to get a bit of a mix of landscapes and wildlife. So fingers crossed I'll spot deer or hare. Whatever happens, I think we're up for a good sunrise, so we should get some interesting shots. So yeah, let's make our way there. Well, I literally just arrived in the woods, and I spotted a very white figure, and it was a fully white fallow deer. Really difficult to get close to them, but I think I managed to get a good shot through the foliage. So a good start. I'm just on the edge of the woodland, looking into the field, and there's a hare about 60 meters away from me in gorgeous sunrise light. Let's have a look. Well, it was great. I managed to get quite close, and then I slowly retreated, not to spook the hare. And as I made my way around a thorn bush, I came across another one, which was even closer. Unfortunately, there was a bit of grass between me and the hare, but with the 600 I was able to sort of punch through. But I will have a bit of work to do with the good old dehay slider to get some of that contrast back. Yeah, if you have no clue what I'm talking about, just watch the video 2 weeks ago about hair photography, because I use this technique as well to clean up a shot. Anyway, this is me done with this field, and I'll go to a different spot. These are definitely some of my favorite woodlands. I managed to sneak up on a hare in the bluebells, and it started on this log, which is the first time I see a hare on a tree stump or a log. That was quite interesting. And then it made its way left towards a prominent tree and just nestled itself at the base and started preening and cleaning. But then it clearly had no clue I was here, because it started to close its eyes and fall asleep. And that was quite tricky, because I wanted to leave without waking him up. So I spent, 25 minutes tiptoeing in the forest to try and get out of the scene without waking him up. And it's a mission, because everything that you step on makes so much noise. So I just channeled my inner ballerina and tiptoed away for 20 minutes, but left behind a very content sleeping hare. So that's a great success. On to the next target, if there is one. Well, it's almost 8 o'clock now, and I think the next thing on the agenda for me is to get a cup of coffee. I've been out since about 5 a.m. and I think it was a pretty good morning from a wildlife perspective. Really happy with the shot of the hare. Not so much with the fallow deer. It was quite a messy frame. Imagine if I had spotted it in something like this. So now I know it's here. I might try again in the future. I think the bluebells are going to be out until May. So yeah, definitely going to try my luck again. Tonight I might try the barn owl again. We'll see how it goes. Depends on the weather. But if I do, then that's going to be right next. If not, then you'll have a selection of the shots from this morning. So let's see what happens. Well, good evening. I know I said it would either be a barn owl sequence or a compilation of my favorite shots from this Easter weekend, but I lied. We are on our way to a short-eared owl location. The owl's been spotted yesterday, so fingers crossed it's still around. It's a bit early. It's about 4:30, but they tend to come out quite early. So that's the plan. I'm on my way. It's about a 15-minute drive, and I'll just stay there until sunset and cross my fingers that we'll get at least one sighting. So stay tuned. So I've just arrived, and as usual, when there is an owl sighting, somehow it gets out and about on various social media groups, and you end up with a lot of strangers. And yeah, I think if I do capture anything, I'll just post the photos and the B-roll. But apologize for not doing any vlogging in front of people. Catch you later. Well, what a great way to put an end to the Easter weekend. Had about 3 shorties flying at the same time. Not much light, it's quite overcast, but they started flying quite early, around 4 o'clock. And sorry I couldn't do any piece to camera whilst I was photographing the owls. Was, you know, with all the people around, it was a bit awkward. But I'm pleased to say that everyone there was a local, very pleasant, very respectful, not chasing the owl. So even though I didn't have the place to myself, I was sharing it with people who had the same mindset. So it's definitely the next best thing. So all that's left for me to do is drive home, enjoy a cold drink, and maybe if I feel like it, and I gather up the courage to set an alarm, I might try my luck for sunrise tomorrow. I don't know. So if there is a couple more minutes to this video, then that's what I did. If the end is in about 15 seconds, then I just bailed. Well, good afternoon everyone. It's now Monday. I did not go out this morning. Had a bit of a emergency to deal with, so that was the morning spent doing something else. And I'm now on my way back to the short-eared owl location. It's currently raining, but it goes in waves, so hopefully we'll have a bit of a few moments of clear skies where the owls might be tempted to come out. Something quite funny happened this afternoon because I went out, realized I didn't have a thumbnail for this video. I realized that now it's one of the most important jobs of the whole YouTube thing is to come up with a thumbnail. So here I went with my main camera, the second camera, tripod, and I was walking in a bit of bluebell wood near the house. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, really sunny, so I really didn't expect anything in terms of wildlife. And as I was walking, I suddenly heard a roe deer leap into the air, surprised by my presence. So I froze, and I don't think it knew exactly what I was, and it looked straight in my direction. I had my whole camouflage on me, but holding my gear, and we just had a sort of standoff for about 5 minutes, where it wasn't quite sure what I was, and the wind was blowing the wrong direction, so it couldn't smell me. And I think that was probably the longest squat I have ever done, because I had my 600 under my arm, so I couldn't use it, I couldn't take pictures. So I had to sort of drop stuff on the forest floor to then pick up my 600 to then take some pictures. So it took me, I don't know, 2 minutes to drop to the floor very slowly, drop my stuff, pick up the camera, and then really slowly squat back up to then be able to take some pictures. But unfortunately, quite a messy frame, but got a window or two where I could see the deer quite clearly. And I'll drop the shots on the screen now. But after 5-6 minutes, it just resumed munching on some leaves and walked off, thinking that actually no one was in the forest. So that was, again, great success. Didn't disturb any wildlife that day. Anyway, that was a long story, but let's go and see some short-eared owls, shall we? Finally home after a long drive from Dorset to London in a pretty exhausting Easter weekend. I hope you enjoyed this in the field type of content. I didn't do any editing or behind the screen segment this time, so let me know if that worked better. And if you have any other suggestions or questions, please leave them down below in the comments. It really helps us understand what you enjoy watching, and if you have any other direction you want the channel to take. All that is left for me to do is to say see you in 2 weeks for the next installment of Felix Hasn't Got a Plan. And until then, have a good one.